welcome to my Flosstube. This is my Flosstube number 11. My name is Esther and I live in Denmark. Hence my name, Danish Stitcher. Today I'm going to talk about my second part of the Stitch Maynia. And of course we're going to find the winners of my giveaway from my last video. And also, of course, Curators Corner and my first Happy Mail. First, a very brief life update. I have been to the hospital. I had 3 appointments, one with a doctor, one with a nurse, and one with an anesthesiologist. And I will probably not get my surgery before August. That's annoying that I have to wait. Because I'm very tired. Because my head doesn't work the way it should. But that's the way it is, and when the surgery is done, I will probably need 2 or 3 weeks of rest after, and I hope I will be able to stitch, but I have heard that you can have very bad headache after, or maybe not headache, but that your head will hurt. So I hope I will be able to stitch. Luckily enough, I have found out recently that it is actually possible for me to listen to music on my phone. Not for a long time, but I can listen to music now, and that's nice. And I think that was it. So it was a very brief life update. And now let's move on to the stitching. I have been stitching pretty much since my last video. I have tried to put most of the Stitch Maynia projects into Pattern Keeper, but I didn't do it with all of them, but most of them. And while I've been stitching, I have been binge watching Buffy the Vampire Slayer and Angel. That's altogether 256 episodes, and I have watched them all in around 3 weeks. So I have watched quite a lot, and most of the time I have actually been stitching. So as you can probably guess, I have been stitching quite a lot. Because I have been watching Buffy and Angel, I haven't watched Flosstube at all. I have kind of saved up because I thought it was better to wait, and then there will be a lot of Flosstubes for me to watch, and I will probably start watching this weekend. So far, I have stitched on my Stitch Maynia. That means since the 3rd of May, I've been stitching 13,262 stitches, plus the stitches on those projects that I didn't have in Pattern Keeper. And you know, I should have been able to stitch more. But if you follow me on Instagram, you will notice that all of a sudden a secret project showed up. It's not that secret, but I just want to do it and get it done before I show it to you. And I promise I will show it to you later. You know, when I start calculating how many stitches have I actually been stitching since May 3rd, I could see that in the beginning I stitched almost or more 1,500 stitches a day on my Stitch Maynia project. And it all went very well, and it's very obvious that my secret project has taken most of my time since I started that one, because then I started just doing 200, 300, maybe 400 stitches on my Stitch Maynia project for the day. But altogether I have stitched 11,627 stitches, and it's all full crosses. I do not do 10 stitch on my secret project since May 15. But I love that secret project. But altogether it means that I have been stitching at least 24,889 stitches since May the 3rd. That's pretty good, I think. Okay, Let's move on to my Stitch Maynia. I have one FO. That's the Halloween castle. I don't know if you remember, but last time I only missed some of these with glow in the dark down here, and then to do the back stitching. So it didn't take that long to finish it. And I really like it. And then the 13th of May, it was Soda Stitch's Halloween and Black Cats. And by the way, today I will put up the pictures so you can see how it will look when it's done. Because, yeah, that's just what I want to do today. And it looks like this. And I did 886 stitches. You can see, this was on the 13th of May. And I hadn't started my secret project. So 886 stitches. It doesn't look like much. Or maybe I should say it's on 14 count, 16 count hand dyed Ada, hand dyed by me, and I use the call for DMC. Then on the 14th of October, this one is called October. It's from the Cross Stitcher magazine from October 2018, and it's on 14 count hand dyed Ada, and I did 454 stitches. Here you can see the stitching numbers going down because I spent quite a lot of time on the 14th making this pattern for the secret project. On the 15th of May, I did from Waxing Moon Design, the Haunted House trio. I started on the Haunted House. It looks like this. And I did 406 stitches. And I'm doing it on the same as the spooky. It's not spooky, I forgot what it's called. Never mind. And there's room for making the last one as well. This is on 16 count hand dyed Ada, and I use the call for as well as I'm pulling from stash. On the 18th, it's a Poison Jack with Olaf in Stitch. I only did 224 stitches, and it looks like absolutely nothing. And I'm sorry for skip you talking in the background. It's on 14 count Ada, hand dyed by me. And it's Weeks Dye Work Trick and Treat, I think it's called, the threads. On the 19th, I stitched on the Black Cats. I better turn it the right way. The Black Cat, it's from Just Cross Stitch's Halloween issue of 2020. I did 499 stitches. Why I didn't stitch one more stitch to have 500, I haven't got a clue, but I didn't. It's on 16 count Ada, hand dyed by me. On the 20th, I did Jardin Privé's Halloween. I can't, I'm stitching. And as I told you last time, I will probably use the silks number 16 from Mrs. Sedas. And I really like it. And I like the fact that she's actually got red hair, like me. And this is on 25 count even weave called Mushroom. The 21st, I stitched on Pick Your Poison. That's also from the Just Cross Stitch Halloween issue of 2020. And it's on 16 count hand dyed Ada. I did 329 stitches, and I used the call for DMC. On the 22nd, it was time for Madame Santillis Halloween Town. I did 553 stitches, and I think it's amazing that it looks like almost nothing, and there are more than 500 stitches. It's a 16 count hand-dyed Ada by me, and I use the called for colors, but some of them are pulled from stash and not necessarily the called for. On the 23rd, let me see if I can find it. It's here. On the 23rd, I started the first of the 3 spooky silhouettes by Shannon Christine Designs. This one are the pumpkins, and it's on 16 count hand-dyed Ada. And this I use the silk called Redwood from XU Design, and I did 386 stitches. On the 25th, I started on Shatter Whisper from Just Cross Stitch Halloween issue of 2020. I did 442 stitches, and it's on 25 count even weave. And it looks like absolutely nothing so far. On the 26th, I started the second of Shannon Christine's. This one is a witch, and it's on the same fabric as the other one, and there will be room for the last one as well. And this one is just done in 310, and I did 219 stitches. And yesterday, the 27th, I started on Happy Boo Day from the World of Cross Stitching, and it's on 16 count Ada parchment, and I use the call for weeks dye work and weeks dye work from stash, and I did 318 stitches. And then I switched to my secret project and did, I think, about 1200 stitches. Today I should actually start the last of these spooky silhouettes from Shannon Christine. It's an owl. On the 29th, I will start Merry Fright Night. It's also from the World of Cross Stitching. And the last Stitch Maynia project I will start is on Sunday. I will start the last of these 3 haunted house trios. This one is the Spooky House, and it's all by Waxing Moon Design. So, I guess that was it. So, Stitch Maynia is almost over now, and it was the first time I tried Stitch Maynia. And it has been so much fun. I have really liked kitting it up, and as you know, I kitted it up quite early, I think about February or March, because then I knew it was ready for when the month of May would start. It has been so much fun, and it hasn't been as stressful as I had anticipated that it might be. I did mix up some of the starts, and started one the day where I should have started another one, but never mind. I mean, I'm still stitching all of them, so it doesn't matter. In the end, the result is the same. But then, of course, I had this secret project that shouldn't have happened, because imagine I had stitched all those 25,000 stitches just on Stitch Maynia projects, I would have had quite a lot of finishes. But that didn't happen, and that's it. I am thinking about participating in, what do you call it, Christmas in July or Jolly July? Anyway, Christmas stuff in July. I have to be careful with the word planning, because it doesn't always go the way that I plan. So far, the only plan I have for Jolly July is that I'm going to stitch Christmas stuff, and I'm not going to have any new starts. Haha, who am I kidding? I will probably have a new start or two, if I know myself correctly. Well, I think I have about 50 whips or so going on at the moment. I lost count of it. That's not true. I do have a count, but I didn't sit down to count 1, 2, 3. How many whips do I have? So I just know it's around 50 or so. And actually, I'm going to have a new start today, because Caterpillar Cross Stitch has released the first part of Hello Sunshine. And since I stitched the winter as well, that's called Hello Dear, and I stitched Hello Petal, of course I will stitch Hello Summer also. And I have bought the pattern for Hello Pumpkin, the autumn one, but I'm not going to start that right away. So I'm going to probably start that today, as well as stitching on my Stitch Maynia for today. Yeah. And then you should think that would be enough. But I also take part in WhipGo. And of course I got a new start on WhipGo. But luckily I only got one, because number 1 was called, and number 1 is my temperature tree. And the goal for my temperature tree is just to finish from the month January until November, until the end of the year. I'm about 1.5 months behind, or at least 1 month behind right now, but I will catch up. And then the number 17 was drawn, and that's Halloween Owls, as if I haven't had enough Halloween. Halloween Owls by Madame Chantilly. And luckily my goal is just 3 hours of stitching, and that means I can do that in an afternoon. So otherwise I will actually try to get some finishes. Let's see how that works out, because as long as I still have this secret project takes most of my stitching time. I love stitching it. Well, I'm not going to tell you more about it. I will, however, as you have probably seen already on Instagram, I do put up some pictures, but you cannot find out what it is from the pictures, I hope. Okay, so now it's time to draw the winners of my giveaway. The first prize was this Danish pattern of these 2 Santas. And if you would like to win that, you should write the word Christmas in the comments. And there were 4 people who had. This is the first time I'm using this, so I just have to find out how it works. Okay, so I will start the raffle, and this is for Christmas. Okay, and the winner is Marciano C3. Congratulations. Could you please send me an email with your name and address so I can ship this off to you? Congratulations. Okay, the next one were these Danish motifs. There are 3. And if you would like to win these, you should write the word Denmark in the comments. And 5 people did that. So let's see. Bubbe Handcrafts, congratulations. And also I would like to ask you to send me an email with your name and address so I can send it to you. Okay, the last with paper patterns were these Danish Christmas patterns. And by the way, I forgot to say before, if I pick one of the winners who has already won, I will pick another one. But if you would like to win these, you should write the word "you" in the comments, and seven people have done that. So let's see. And the winner is Gail Magpie Stitcher. I hope I pronounced it correctly. Congratulations! And I will also ask you to send me an email with your name and address so I can ship it off to you. Okay, the next prize is a pattern of your own choice from Galliana Cross Stitch on Etsy. And 11 would like to win that one, and let's see who wins. Georgie McDougall, congratulations! Please send me an email so I have your email so I can send your email to Elaine, and she will then ship the pattern to you, send the pattern to you. Okay, and the last one, let's see, you should write Missus because you could win gift cards of 25 euros, that's 21 pounds or $30 from MrsSedas.com. 17 people would like to win that. I wonder why. Maybe because I talked so much about silk. Okay, let's see. Let's start. And the winner is Gertje Moll. Congratulations. Please send me your email so I can send you this gift card, or the code for the gift card, so you can spend it on Mrs. Sedas' homepage. This was fun. I think that it won't be long before I will make another giveaway, because I really think that's fun to give away stuff. If you have won, please contact me before, and I will put it down here as well, before June the 10th at 10 a.m. GMT +2, I think it's called. That's my time zone here in Denmark. Because if I haven't heard from you before that day, I will have to draw another winner in my next Flosstube. And I usually record my Flosstubes on Thursdays. Today it's Friday, but usually I do it on Thursdays. So, okay. Now it's time for now I'm going to show you my first happy mail ever. Sweet Claire, she wrote to me last week and said that she would like to send me a happy mail so I could buy myself some stuff I would like. That was so kind of you. Thank you very much. And because of that, I had to go onto Casa Cenina's website. Of course, I had to. So I bought myself a new pair of scissors. Maybe I should turn it around like this. I have scissors. You saw my scissors collections. I have scissors like this in another color, and they are so very good. And then I tried to buy some 20 count Ada that actually looks like linen, but it's even, which linen is not. But I like the color of it, and I like the structure. So this was my happy mail from Claire. Thank you very much, Claire. Well, I didn't remember everything this time, so I'm glad that I edited my video so I can put this in now. Because I forgot to tell you that I have actually made a Curators Corner special about how when I buy a hang of silks, how I get it onto thread drops, and I'm going to show you a little video about that here before showing my little amount of hole. And I will also make it into a separate video. I don't know when I will release that one, but in the next week or so. So have fun. Okay, because I also knit and sometimes buy yarn in hanks, I have this Swift skein winder. And I also have this wool winder, and that means it's quite easy for me to turn a hank into something more usable. So when I buy these hanks of silks from Mrs. Sedas or other, but I only bought hanks from her so far, the first thing I do is to unwind it, as you can see here. And there are also, as you can see, some threads holding it all together. These threads are pretty important. But I put it onto my winder, and then there are two small kind of threads like this. I just cut them, and then the bigger one, as you can see here, you can see it's together with some of the silks. And when you cut them, it should be possible, it usually happens. You can see there are now two thread ends, and you have to figure out which one is the right one, and usually it's the one to the right. Here you can see it's starting. I just put some cardboard behind so it would be easier for you to see how it actually works. And here you can see the little wool winder, how that looks. And as you can see, it goes pretty fast. Now we are almost there. The worst thing with stuff like this is when it suddenly comes to an abrupt halt. That's not fun. But as you can see, we are almost done now. And that was it. And I have a perfect ball of silks, as you can see. And now it's time to do the same thing with the red one. This is a perfect ball of silk yarns, and another one. And here both of them are. And then I just sat down in my chair with a pair of scissors and started cutting length of threads. As you can see, I have different kind of length here. It was try out the blue ones here. I just had long threads, but I think I'm going to cut them one more time. But this was how I do. And as I said before, if you do not have machines like this, you can instead use a chair to put it around it and then wind it up in your hand. It does take longer time, but I think it's worth the work, because it will not be a completely mess when you start stitching with the threads, because you have put them onto thread drops. Well, I hope you enjoyed this little video. Let's go back to Curators Corner. Okay, so what else did I buy and added to my collection? Let's see. Fabric, of course. Who doesn't need fabric? First of all, this is a 32 count easy. A 32 count easy guide. And this was a gift from Casa Cenina, and it's 31 by 52 centimeters. So it's a pretty decent piece. Then I bought half a meter of 27 count antique whites. I will probably use them for dyeing. I tend to dye when I have some white fabric. And this one, this is 16 count Ada. It's called Misty Blue. And 18 count Ada called Dusty Blue, and I think it's a fat quarter. It's 50 by 55 centimeters. I think that's what you call a fat quarter, but I'm not that much into those kind of measurements. And then some 16 count Ada called Platinum. It's a very light mocha color or something like that. I don't know. And then a 16 count Ada called Dirty. And an 18 count Celadon. Celadon. I don't know how you pronounce it. And I also bought some DMC, some blank 310 and B, no, just blank. No, and B 5200. And some of these number 16. And today I went to the my local needle. It's not a needle shop, but my local shop, because I needed some more colors for my secret project. I was afraid that I might run out. Not of all the colors, but now I know I have enough. And when I got the package from Casa Cenina, there was also a little gift. Another pair of scissors. These are the tiniest scissors I have ever seen. Aren't they cute? I really like them. They might be good for traveling. I don't know. Well, as you can see, not much haul this time. And I probably will not have that much haul the next couple of videos, because I need to use some of the stuff I have first. But of course, maybe I'll buy some DMC, because I use quite a lot of DMC these days. So you never know. I think that was about it. And so maybe this video today is pretty short, but please bear with me. I am very tired. And if I have stumbled too much, how do you say that? I hope I didn't make too many mistakes speaking a foreign language today, but my head is really one big mess. So, well, that was it for now. I'm looking forward to watching a lot of Flosstube the next days. So stay safe, and I hope to see you next time. Bye.